Good morning. Ira Epstein with your morning flash update, and this update is for the morning of Tuesday, and we're at the 23rd of September, 2025. So, my friends, in looking at the markets, you have a stock market that is very stable. I mean, very stable, not doing much of anything. Metal markets, again, soared to the upside. They're giving back a little bit of the gains, but not very much of them, holding on to the vast majority of it today. And it's caught a lot of traders by surprise how it keeps just going up. Dollar index trying to break down a little bit. Looks to me as though the market is getting caught with the idea here that lower inflation possibly, or stable. Well, which way? All right, what about interest rates, the cuts on it? What about the trade deficit? Let's talk about that a minute and go to today's data. The second quarter account trade deficit, the current deficit with the U.S., $251 billion. They expected $250, but that's still half nearly of the $450 last month. That's not a bad number. Redbook weekly retail sales, still in that range of 6%, but has slipped back, but school's begun. So you've gotten away from that part of the market. S&P Global Group's going to release their U.S. preliminary September manufacturing sector PMI and the service sector. You get both at 8:45 this morning. The Richmond Fed updates their monthly manufacturing sector index for September at 9. Fed Chair Powell will speak around 11:30 to the Providence Chamber of Commerce. Will he say anything about the economy, inflation? Well, he will. The question is, will he answer any questions? The American Petroleum Institute will release their weekly member stockpiles. And in the UN, the speeches will kick off with Lula out of Brazil, as is typical. Brazil heads the first speech, then the U.S. is going to come up. And you can imagine the fireworks that could take place here, because what Trump has done is upended the world in a very short period of time. And the question is, how do they take to it? What do they say? More and more countries are recognizing a second state for Palestine. There's a lot going on there. You can see what's coming on in the energies, getting a little bit of a bid going into this, but the market keeps dealing with the factor that you're getting more and more supply that could be coming to the market. On the grain markets, after a pretty big break yesterday, you've got some stability today, but that's typical because you come in over the weekend, you see how harvest has been going, and if you don't like what you see, not like what you see in terms of good news for the harvest, a bigger harvest, they generally come down a little bit in those markets. Bonds and notes, very, very stable. And Bitcoin trying to be stabilized, the big break that happened in it yesterday. So all in all, an interesting day. The question is, at what point do we get a correction in the stock market, if at all? And one question I want to ask of all of you. Here we are coming into the last week of September. We had heard, historically speaking, correct, by the way, that often August and September are the two periods of time that you get the weakness in the market. We're not getting that in the stock market. So if you don't get weakness now, what does that mean going into the end of the year? You can write me on your thoughts on that. I'd like to see them on the YouTube channel. And do remember, if you'd like to keep up with what I do in terms of the trade recommendations that I put out each morning, they come out at 6:30 in the morning in a video, actually, that I put out. I record about 6 o'clock. You just go to iraepstein.com and the word research, and it's all there for you. There's also an icon up here you can give a click to, and that'll take care of it as well. Take you right to that area. I'm Ira. Have yourself a great trade day. I'll catch up with you all at the end of the day. There should be a lot to talk about. Take care.